Every single second, we cut down approximately 476 trees worldwide. That's 28,500 trees every minute. In the time it takes you to watch this video, over 500,000 trees will have been felled across the globe. This relentless destruction adds up to a mind-boggling 15 billion trees lost annually, a rate of deforestation that far exceeds nature's ability to regenerate. To put this in perspective, Earth originally contained approximately 6 trillion trees before human civilization began large-scale agriculture and industrialization. Today, we're down to just over 3 trillion trees, meaning we've already eliminated half of the world's forests. The current rate of loss means we're destroying an area of forest equivalent to the size of Greece every single year. This isn't just an environmental statistic, it's an existential crisis unfolding in real time. Trees are far more than just wood and leaves. They're complex biological systems that regulate our planet's climate, purify our air and water, prevent soil erosion, and provide habitat for 80% of terrestrial biodiversity. When we cut down 15 billion trees annually without adequate replanting, we're essentially dismantling the life support systems that have sustained human civilization for millennia. The question isn't whether this rate of deforestation will have consequences. It's whether we can reverse course before those consequences become irreversible. The destruction isn't happening uniformly across the globe. Tropical forests bear the heaviest burden, with the Amazon rainforest losing approximately 17,000 square miles annually, an area larger than Switzerland disappearing every year. Brazil alone accounts for roughly 1/3 of global tree loss, followed by Indonesia, which loses approximately 15,000 square miles of forest yearly, primarily for palm oil plantations. The Democratic Republic of Congo ranks third in forest loss, losing approximately 12,000 square miles annually, driven by subsistence agriculture and charcoal production. Russia, despite its vast boreal forests, loses approximately 11,000 square miles yearly due to logging and wildfires. These 5 countries, Brazil, Indonesia, Democratic Republic of Congo, Russia, and Bolivia, account for over 60% of global tree loss. The drivers vary by region but follow predictable patterns. In tropical areas, agriculture expansion dominates, particularly cattle ranching in South America and palm oil cultivation in Southeast Asia. Commercial logging operations target valuable hardwood species across Africa and Asia. In temperate regions, urban development and infrastructure projects consume forested land. What makes this crisis particularly devastating is the type of forests being lost. Old-growth forests, which take centuries to develop their complex ecosystems, are being replaced by monoculture plantations or converted to agricultural land. These ancient forests store massive amounts of carbon and support incredible biodiversity that cannot be replicated by young replanted trees. Here's something that will shock you. Deforestation contributes more to climate change than the entire transportation sector combined, yet it receives a fraction of the attention. Trees are nature's most efficient carbon storage systems. A mature tree can absorb 48 pounds of carbon dioxide annually and store over 1 ton of carbon dioxide over its lifetime. When we cut down 15 billion trees yearly without replacement, we're not just losing future carbon absorption, we're releasing stored carbon back into the atmosphere as the wood decomposes or burns. Deforestation accounts for approximately 11% of global carbon dioxide emissions, making it the second largest source of greenhouse gases after fossil fuel combustion. The Amazon rainforest alone stores between 150 and 200 billion tons of carbon, more than 10 times annual global emissions. When sections of this forest are cleared, that stored carbon enters the atmosphere as carbon dioxide. The climate impact extends beyond carbon storage. Forests create their own weather patterns through evapotranspiration, where trees release water vapor that forms clouds and generates rainfall. The Amazon produces approximately half of its own precipitation through this process. When forests disappear, regional rainfall patterns shift, creating drier conditions that make remaining forests more vulnerable to fires and drought. This creates a dangerous feedback loop. Climate change makes forests more susceptible to destruction through droughts, fires, and pest outbreaks, while forest destruction accelerates climate change by releasing stored carbon and reducing future carbon absorption capacity. Forests house approximately 80% of terrestrial biodiversity, making deforestation the primary driver of species extinction worldwide. Scientists estimate we're currently experiencing the sixth mass extinction event in Earth's history, with species disappearing at rates 1,000 to 10,000 times faster than natural background extinction rates. When we clear 15 billion trees annually, we're destroying the homes of countless species. The Amazon rainforest alone contains approximately 10% of known species on Earth, including over 40,000 plant species, 3,000 freshwater fish species, and more than 370 mammal species. Many of these species exist nowhere else on the planet. The loss isn't just about individual species. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. Forests function as interconnected networks where trees, plants, animals, fungi, and microorganisms depend on each other for survival. When we fragment forests or clear large areas, we break these connections, leading to cascade effects that can cause ecosystem collapse. Indigenous communities, who depend on forests for their livelihoods and cultural identity, face displacement and cultural extinction alongside the biodiversity loss. These communities often serve as the most effective forest guardians, with indigenous territories showing significantly lower deforestation rates than government-protected areas. The economic value of this biodiversity loss is staggering. Ecosystem services provided by forests, including pollination, water purification, climate regulation, and soil formation, are valued at approximately $150 trillion annually, yet these services receive no market pricing until they're lost. Trees are essentially biological water pumps that regulate the global water cycle in ways most people never consider. A single large tree can transpire up to 100 gallons of water daily, creating the humidity and rainfall patterns that sustain entire regions. When we eliminate 15 billion trees annually, we're fundamentally altering water availability across the planet. Deforestation disrupts rainfall patterns both locally and globally. The Amazon rainforest generates atmospheric rivers that carry moisture across South America, providing rainfall for agricultural regions thousands of miles away. Scientists have documented how deforestation in the Amazon affects rainfall in Argentina and southern Brazil, demonstrating how forest loss in one region can create droughts in distant areas. Forest loss also increases flood risks and water pollution. Tree roots stabilize soil and slow water runoff during heavy rains. Without this natural infrastructure, rainwater rushes across bare ground, causing erosion, flooding, and sedimentation in rivers and lakes. The soil erosion from deforested areas clogs waterways and reduces water quality for downstream communities. Groundwater recharge suffers dramatically when forests disappear. Trees help rainwater infiltrate soil rather than running off the surface. Deforested areas show significantly reduced groundwater levels, affecting well water availability for rural communities and reducing stream flows during dry seasons. Urban areas experience intensified heat islands and reduced air quality when surrounding forests are cleared, as trees provide natural air conditioning through evapotranspiration and filter pollutants from the atmosphere. The economic impact of cutting 15 billion trees annually without adequate replanting extends far beyond the immediate value of harvested timber. While the global timber industry generates approximately $600 billion annually, The hidden costs of deforestation far exceed these short-term profits. Agricultural productivity suffers when forests disappear. Trees provide windbreaks that protect crops, maintain soil moisture, and prevent erosion. Studies show that farms surrounded by forests produce higher yields and require less irrigation than those in deforested areas. The loss of pollinating insects due to habitat destruction costs global agriculture approximately $235 billion annually. Natural disaster costs increase dramatically in deforested regions. Areas with intact forest cover experience significantly less damage from hurricanes, floods, and landslides. The Philippines, which has lost over 70% of its original forest cover, now faces annual typhoon damages exceeding $2 billion, costs that could be reduced through forest restoration. Tourism revenue suffers when natural attractions disappear. Costa Rica's transition from deforestation to reforestation helped build a $4 billion ecotourism industry, demonstrating the economic potential of forest conservation. Countries continuing aggressive deforestation lose potential tourism revenue while gaining only short-term timber profits. Healthcare costs rise in deforested areas due to increased air pollution, heat stress, and vector-borne diseases. The World Health Organization estimates that deforestation-related health impacts cost developing countries approximately $42 billion annually in medical expenses and lost productivity. Despite the overwhelming scale of deforestation, successful solutions exist and are being implemented worldwide. The key lies in understanding that forest conservation and economic development can coexist when properly managed. Reforestation efforts are accelerating globally. China has planted over 66 billion trees since 1978, increasing its forest cover from 12% to 23%. South Korea transformed itself from a largely deforested nation to 70% forest coverage through aggressive replanting programs. These examples prove that large-scale forest restoration is achievable with political will and sustained investment. Sustainable forestry practices can meet timber demands while maintaining forest ecosystems. Selective logging, reduced impact harvesting, and certification programs like those run by the Forest Stewardship Council ensure that forests can provide economic benefits without being destroyed. Countries like Finland and Sweden maintain profitable timber industries while increasing their forest coverage. Technology offers new tools for forest protection. Satellite monitoring systems can detect illegal logging in real time, while drone surveillance helps enforce protected area boundaries. Blockchain technology enables transparent tracking of timber supply chains, making it harder for illegally harvested wood to enter global markets. Economic incentives are shifting toward forest conservation. Carbon credit markets pay countries and landowners for maintaining forests, while sustainable finance initiatives redirect investment away from deforestation-linked industries. Consumer pressure is forcing companies to adopt zero deforestation policies for commodities like palm oil, soy, and beef. The solution requires coordinated global action, but the tools and knowledge exist to reverse current trends. Thank you for joining us in exploring one of the most critical environmental challenges of our time. The loss of 15 billion trees annually represents more than just an environmental crisis. It's a threat to climate stability, biodiversity, water security, and human prosperity. But as we've seen, solutions exist, and many countries and communities are already implementing them successfully. Understanding the true scope and consequences of deforestation is the first step toward addressing it. When we recognize that forests provide essential services worth trillions of dollars annually, the economic case for conservation becomes clear. When we understand how forest loss affects climate, water, and biodiversity, the urgency of action becomes undeniable. If this video has opened your eyes to the hidden connections between forests and human welfare, please subscribe to our channel for more in-depth explorations of environmental challenges and solutions. Your subscription helps us continue producing educational content that reveals the complex relationships between human activities and planetary health. Don't forget to like this video if you found it informative, and share it with others who might benefit from understanding these critical environmental connections. Together, we can help build awareness and support for the forest conservation efforts that our planet desperately needs.